Hello everyone, welcome to our Creo learning session number 21 on advanced drafting. And I'm Trisha from Product Labs. After having completed the basic drafting, we need to know advanced options of drafting to master it completely. In this advanced session, we'll be learning about datums and their application in mechanical drawings, GD&T and their application in mechanical drawings, basic dimensions and their application in mechanical drawings, and many other advanced functions. So let's get started to explore in details.
This is the model we'll be using to learn the advanced features of drafting, especially the application of GD&T in the engineering drawings. First, we'll make a cross-section of this part along the center plane. It would be used to place section view in the drawing. To do this, select New Planar Section in View Manager window and use Reference Plane as center plane. Afterwards, name the section as A. We can see the sectioned part now. Switch off the planes now. You can notice that this section is appearing in model tree as well. Now, we'll create a new drawing for this part model. Give it a name of your choice. Uncheck Default Template and click OK. Select appropriate template size and click OK. Now, I have ProDAC template open and ready for drawing. Edit the title block by getting into Table tab. First, fill in all the required fields. For now, we are filling these parameters manually. However, they can be called out from model parameters once you set them into model. This topic will be covered separately. Now, place the front view and its projection view in the drawing area. Also, add a general view as well. Change the properties of views like display, scale, positions, and so on as needed. Select Tangent Edge Display as dimmed. Move this general view to bottom right corner close to the title block. This dashed circle is the pitch circle for these small holes. Change the view display settings from Properties menu. We can opt to delete some of the hidden edges by using Delete Edge command. So, search for the command Edge Display and click on that. Now, click on the option Erase Line. And then, select the lines to be deleted, followed by click on the Done button in pop-up menu. Selected lines are deleted now. Now, go to Annotate tab and choose Show Model Annotation option. Choose to display all center axes by selecting the respective view and last tab in the pop-up window. Now all the holes are with axes. Let us modify the axis by better visibility of the view. For remaining 4 holes, we'll rotate the axis by 45 degree to align with PCD circle. To do so, please follow the instructions on the screen. We have to do this for remaining 3 holes as well. Now select to display center line of the adjacent view by following the same method. Now, go to Properties of this view to create a section view. If you remember, we created a section view A in the model itself, and same would be called here in the drawing now. Go to Section option and select 2D cross section. In the drop-down, you can see that Section A is appearing with a green check mark. Select this view and click OK. Now, view has changed to Section AA view. Currently, this view is showing entire area as section area, which can be converted to some local section area also. To do this, go to Properties of this view and open Section option. We can see that current section area is full. Click on the drop-down under Section Area and choose the option Local. Now define the local area by sketching a boundary around it. Boundary can be drawn by left mouse click button. Make sure that the boundary is closed. Now click on Apply followed by a click on OK button. So, now section area has changed to some specified area. Now, let us change back to full section mode. To add section arrows, right-click on Section View and select Add Arrows option from pop-up menu, and then select the view where arrows to be added. Now, we'll be adding dimensions to the views by using Show Model Annotation method. Right-click on the parent feature Revolve in the model tree and select the option Show Dimensions by View from the pop-up menu. Now select the view to be dimensioned. We can see that all the dimensions of Revolve feature are appearing. Selected dimensions shown in green color can be moved to other view for clarity. To do this, right-click on the selected dimensions and select the option Move to the view in the pop-up menu. Now, select the view where dimensions have to be moved. Reposition the dimensions for clarity. Tidy up all other dimensions and annotations. Look at the drawing of this part as shown here and ensure that all the dimensions are done except GD&T. Now let us complete all the dimensioning as per the drawing we displayed. You must have noticed that in this session, we are assigning dimensions to the view feature by feature instead of directly in the option named as Show Model Annotation. This is another way of assigning dimensions to the views. Now showing dimensions of sketch 1 by right-clicking on the feature. This dimensions is required to be basic, which can be done by getting into its properties. We have to keep on displaying the dimensions till the part is completed defined for manufacturing. Now dimension all the rounds. Now the drawing is complete except GD&T notations. Let us open up the model now and start assigning datums as per the drawing. This part has three datums, A, B and C. Datum A is a plane surface, whereas B and C are axes. Now turn on all the datums. Now select the right plane and get into its properties by right-click. Once we get into properties of the datum, we get a pop-up window. In this pop-up window, rename the plane as A. Now you can see that the datum is being displayed on the model itself. Press Ctrl+D to fit the model into screen and unhide all planes. Let us create an axis passing through the center of this part. For this, click on the Axis button in the top menu bar and then select the cylindrical surface where axis has to be created. Now in the pop-up window, go to the Properties tab to rename it. Assign name B to this axis. Once done, click on OK button in the pop-up window. So this was our second datum. Now we have to assign a display tag to it. For that, select the axis in Model Tree and right-click on it. Now select the Properties option from pop-up menu. A pop-up window appears. In this window, select the display type for this datum. If you remember, this datum is attached to the diameter dimension of the feature, so we have to attach this datum tag to the diameter dimension. To do this, use the option in Dimension under the Placement. And then select the dimension and click OK in the pop-up window. Please take note that the dimensions can be made visible by double-clicking on the respective feature. Now, you can see datum B is tagged with the diameter of this feature. Press Ctrl plus D to fit the model into screen. Now, we'll repeat the same steps to create datum C. The highlighted feature will be used to create axis for datum C. Steps are same as we followed to create datum B. First, we'll create an axis and assign it a name C. And assign a tag display to it. And finally, attach it to desired dimension. So now you can see datum C is tagged with diameter dimension. Press Ctrl plus D to fit the model into screen. Now we'll switch back to drawing to assign the GD&T controls to the part features. If you remember, we attached datum A to right plane and datum B and C were attached to the dimensions. Datum attached to the plane automatically appears in the drawing, and that's the reason we are able to see datum A here appearing by itself. Adjust the position of the datum A by dragging it. Datum B and C are attached to the dimension, so we need to call those datums in the drawing by using Show Model Annotation option. Erase the center lines which are not required. This can be done by selecting them and choosing the option Erase after pressing right-click button. Now click on the button labeled as Geometric Tolerance in the top menu bar. A pop-up window appears. Click on the parallelism symbol and select Surface as a reference type from the drop-down menu. Now select the surface in the view. For placement of GD&T, use Tangent Leader option from drop-down menu. Now click on the surface edge for GD&T symbol placement and press middle mouse button to place the GD&T symbol box in the drawing. Now go to Tol Value tab and enter the tolerance value. Now click on the Datum Reference tab to define the datums for GD&T. Under the Primary Datum tab, select the datum A from drop-down list of the item basic. Again, we'll click on the button labeled as Geometric Tolerance in the top menu bar. This time we have to define flatness, so click on Flatness symbol. Now, click on the button labeled as Select Entity to define the entity to be controlled for flatness. Now click on the entity. In the placement type, use the option with Leader from drop-down menu. Now click on the entity we defined just now to place the GD&T block in the drawing. Next, we have to define the value of tolerance, which can be entered in the tab called Tolerance Value. Similarly, we can add GD&T for the perpendicularity. To do that, click on the Geometry Tolerance button once again and select Perpendicularity symbol. Follow the earlier steps to place the GD&T symbol on the drawing. Use the placement attachment as with Leader. Tolerance zone is cylindrical, so we need to set diametrical symbol. This symbol represents cylindrical tolerance zone. Material condition can be defined as MMC. Now adjust the placement GD&T block. Also, drawing view placement and position can be adjusted to make the drawing clean and clear. The next GD&T to be placed is for total runout. Select total runout symbol for GD&T window. Now, select the surface entity as a reference in the drawing view where this symbol has to be attached. For the placement, keep the selection type as dimension and click on Place GTOL button. Now select the dimension of that surface feature where GTOL has to be attached. Other parameters can be modified from their respective tabs in GTOL window. Click on OK button once done. Next, we'll place circular runout GTOL. Select circular runout symbol from this GTOL window. Reference will again be surface. So, click on Select Entity and select the required surface. For the placement, select Dimension as a placement type and click Place GTOL button. In the view, click on the dimension defining the surface feature. Now, GTOL symbol is there in the drawing. Define other parameters in the GTOL window from their respective tabs. Click on OK once done. Now, adjust the position of GTOL symbols and drawing dimensions in the drawing. Next, we'll be placing position GTOL in the drawing. So, click on the position GTOL symbol. Select the reference type edge and then click on Select Entity button. Now, select the edge where GTOL has to be placed. Now, keep the placement type dimension and click on Place GTOL button. Now, select the dimension where GTOL has to be attached. Once after placing the GTOL symbol, define the datums. Define the tolerance value. And define the tolerance zone for this as well. Tolerance zone is cylindrical, so the symbol should be for diameter. Reposition the GTOL symbol to make the drawing tidy and readable. With this, we have completed the drawing creation learning process in Creo. Thank you.
This was all about session 21 on advanced drafting. If you have any questions, you can find us on social media. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.